Time moves on. We grow older. Things change. We can't go home. Or, in this case, our childhood malls. Welcome, my name is Brandon. I invite you to explore two malls with me that were once indoor malls and have become strip malls, or mostly strip malls. One could argue that they have always been strip malls, but the northern kind, where the walkway is enclosed to protect people from the elements. Despite Minnesota being the home of the original modern indoor mall Southdale, lifestyle centers have become the norm for new developments. Let's start in Maplewood, Minnesota, about a block from Maplewood Mall, which I'll argue is not a dead mall, but that's for a future video. We are here now at Maplewood Plaza 3000. No, that's not a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference. That is the name of the mall. Plaza 3000 opened with an enclosed hallway in 1975. As a child, I used to eat often at the Old Country Buffet, now a Golden Corral. Sometimes the line would be so long, so my family would walk through the mall from the OCB end to the other end, waiting for the line to die down. I really wanted to share a bit of my youth, but this mall is gone, mostly. We're going to enter the remains of the hallway, which surprisingly still has public restrooms. It's well lit, but the hallway is a little creepy. Well, this is it. This, in my very fuzzy memory, is all that remained of this mall. I cannot remember the last time a new indoor mall opened in Minnesota, but I recall lifestyle centers popping up in the new suburbs in the early 2000s. This is the type of retail with terrible parking lot layouts that are also bad for pedestrians who want to cross the massive properties. What a lifestyle, eh? To keep up with these new lifestyle centers and increase revenue, older malls have either removed their inner space completely or started the slow removal of hallways by allowing new tenants to build into the hallways, breaking them up. Before visiting our next mall, I wanted to discuss how frustrating open malls are up here. When everything is a glorified strip mall, you have to walk outside to go from shop to shop. In theory, this should be better than indoor malls, as you can park right in front of your destination. But in reality, it's terrible when you have to walk across the parking lot, being hit by negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit winds. When AMC built their fancy new movie theater at Rosedale Center in December 2006, the box office was in a separate building. You might ask him, so what, isn't that normal? Not up here. People were standing outside in freezing weather for 15 or more minutes waiting for tickets. AMC quickly opened a temporary box office in the main building, and then removed the original box office the following year. Many of us up here made comments like, yeah, those Californians don't know anything about winter, huh? On the flip side, my friends and I once spent nearly 10 minutes running around a small California hotel looking for breakfast, not realizing that it was in a separate building on the property. If you look closely at the Golden Corral, you can see that the front section is separated by a partial wall. That area was the hallway. This door here that leads now into an empty tenant used to be an entrance to the mall. Now let's travel westward to Crystal, Minnesota. Crystal Gallery Mall faced the same fate as Plaza 3000, but Crystal Gallery's fate hurt in a different way. I learned about this mall as an adult from the Dumpy Strip Malls blog. I mean, look at these pictures. Aren't you excited to go inside? All right, here we go. Come on, almost to the door. All right, here we go. And we're gonna see a really cool mall. Let's open up. And okay, we have two sets of doors to keep out the winter. And that's how I felt when I first went to film in 2020. You will see footage with and without snow, as I found I didn't have enough footage for the video. So I returned the following spring. On the dumpystripmalls.com blog, The author Melissa shared photographs and fun anecdotes about the mall from the late 2000s. I visited myself in 2013 to see it with my own eyes. I returned 7 years later with a camera. My heart sank when I walked inside. Someone decided the place needed a facelift, and in the process removed most of the hallway. I'd say nearly the entire thing. I believe there is still some hallway on the southern end, but that area is now all government offices. This wall here is so thin that I could hear people on exercise bikes on the other side of it. I thought that the Dumpy Strip Malls photographs were gone to time, but I found them on the author's Flickr page in higher resolution than what she had posted over a decade earlier. She gave me permission to use these high-quality photographs. Oh, isn't this such a shame? Look at her photographs. Look at what's lost to time. It was more than a strip mall, but it wasn't quite a full indoor mall either. I find it strange that the owners did not redo the exterior of the two-story section. As with Plaza 3000, Crystal Gallery also had an Old Country buffet. After the buffet's closure, a pizza ranch moved in. However, a few years later, it left for Champlin, Minnesota. There isn't much history on these malls, so allow me to share a brief history of Pizza Ranch. An open location made it into my Northbridge video. My first experience with Pizza Ranch was around 2005. A friend of mine lived in Lesueur, and it was a cheap and easy place to get lunch, as there wasn't too much else to eat in town. At the time, I believe it was about $7 for an all-you-can-eat pizza and fried chicken buffet. I've spent my entire life in Minnesota and had never heard of this chain. My jaw dropped when I flipped over my napkin and read through the list of anywhere from 60 to 100 locations back then, with several in Minnesota. In April 2021, there are 41 locations alone in the state. Now, back in 2005, I was very ignorant of Minnesota geography due to my family being from out of state. I don't have cousins or aunts and uncles in rural Minnesota. So on the napkin, I was reading through all of these Minnesota towns, just puzzled. Where are these places? In the early 2010s, the first Pizza Ranch made it into the Twin Cities in Maplewood. The next Twin Cities location opened in Crystal, but left for Champlin a few years later. The Maplewood location is still open today. I have one more Pizza Ranch story that is also related to malls. In 1979, French director Louis Malle visited the United States with the intention of making a documentary about malls. No pun intended. Supposedly he was so bothered by mall music or muse-act that he and his crew left. They started heading west and decided to stop in Glencoe, Minnesota to visit with and film its residents. He returned in 1985 for follow-up interviews. In one interview, filmed after a softball match, two women are off camera shouting,
"Pizza Ranch! We're going to the Pizza Ranch!
Going to the Pizza Ranch!"
Just think, Louis Malle could have been the original creator of mall videos or mall films. Pizza Ranch opened its first location in Hull, Iowa in 1981. 40 years later, they have 216 locations across 14 states. These last shots were of a Hollywood video that became a Pawnworks. Did you catch the Hollywood Video logo earlier? Thank you for visiting these two malls with me. Hey, did I bum you out with this video? I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. My next video will be of a nearly intact indoor strip mall that reminded me a lot of Plaza 3000. It gave me the warm fuzzies to visit. I hope you can join me again in the near future. But for now, I hope you have a good day, and take care.